different things that I want to talk about that have happened kind of throughout the week. And that's just kind of. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live right here on the Second Street Marvel, where we're coming at you every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you know all that good stuff. Click the little bell, and you guys know how YouTube works. Don't pretend like you don't. But thank you all so much for being here for Friday night's prime time number one primetime show here on YouTube. And now, if this is your first time here, what I typically do is I go over some of the comic books that I have pulled for the week, and then I get in and interact with you all in the chats as I go over some of the different things that I want to talk about that have happened kind of throughout the week. And that's just kind of what we do here. And again, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much as well. As you guys well know, that you guys are the kind of the lifeblood of these live streams, and you guys are part of the reason I've been doing it. And I have basically been doing it pretty much here all year, ever since I believe January, which was like, I don't know, like the second or third Friday of the year here. I've been doing it ever since then. I know, guys, it's been almost 1 year that I've been doing these every single Friday night just for you guys. Thank you all once again so much for being here. I do greatly appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and get into some comics here, talking right off the top as I usually do. First, we're going to talk about Dark Age issue number 4. Go ahead and take a look at that cover. You can see some of the just some of the little different things they're playing on there. Some of the some of the images and everything here. This book is a very good one. It's on Red 5 Comics. It basically takes place not necessarily in the future, but just like at a time where it could be like current times, and all of a sudden, like, there was a curse set upon the earth, and all the metal in the world just disappeared. Like, it just dusted away, like the Avengers did in Avengers Endgame, and it caused quite the fallout in the United States. And we see that there's they're basically all like, the world is like a crazier place. People are kind of segregated. They're in tribes and all kinds of things. We see that some people have resorted to cannibalism and just different things going on. And basically what's going on here is this guy and his family, this guy was a famous, like, not archaeologist, but I can't even remember, man. I can't even remember exactly what he did, but basically he's very smart with like medieval weapons and things like that before they had modern weapons, before they basically had metal. And so this guy is like somebody that's being sought out for basically for his ingenuity, but not even ingenuity, but his knowledge of past weapons and things like that, because he makes the sharpest blades that there are available out there, and just some of the best weapons that they need. And what they're going to do is they're heading into the city that has kind of been overrun by all these cannibals and just like these tribes, to get this big rock, basically this big boulder of obsidian. And he's actually basically been captured and is working with these other rival faction, I guess, if you will, of people, because he's basically being held captive and somewhat being used against his own will. Used somewhat, but he's also using them in a sort of sense as well, because he actually has to sneak into the town to get some medicine for his daughter, who needs it for her heart. She needs this medicine. She has some medical conditions. Whole bunch of crazy stuff going on here. There's a lot of things going on in this book that are very interesting, and plus it keeps really up pace with like some of the action, some of the story elements. It's kind of serious and kind of funny. It just like a good, kind of futuristic, funny, I don't know, sci-fi tale. It's really good. I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe think Army of Darkness meets Star Wars. Somewhere along those lines. Something like that. Very good book. This one, I'm not sure if this is going to be an ongoing series or not, if it's just planned for 5 issues, 6 issues. I don't know, but this is issue number 4 on Red 5 Comics 1. I definitely like the story going on here, and there's just funny things going on in the story that happen. Some jokes here every now and again that just I don't know, they just make me laugh. The next one I want to talk about here is You Are Obsolete on Aftershock Comics. This book has been really good as well. This one is kind of I don't know how to explain this one. Kind of a weird, kind of eerie tale, because it's not really a horror tale. It's not really like a thriller. It's not a drama. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very good. Basically, what's going on is this young lady here. She got tasked by these children. She got asked to this town by these children to write up a story. She does she's a journalist, and she got asked to this town to write this story about this town and these children. Now she thought she was there by somebody else to write some bigger story. It turns out she was actually asked to this town by the children, because these children pretty much run this town. And it's pretty crazy, because what they've done is they've invented this app that people somehow, how I'm not sure how you would say, not that they live through or anything, but for one, it's how the kids communicate. They develop this game is what it is for the most part, and that's what's going on here. And once you hit 40, you basically slip into obsolescence, or you are obsolete. Now the crazy thing is, this interviewer kids control everything and have her not basically hidden, not basically locked away as a slave, but she's kind of stuck there, if you will. But also, what's interesting about this is this lady, this interviewer, she pretty much got this job because she was kind of surprised that she got it, because previously she has actually gotten canceled. Like, yeah, cancel culture got the best of her. She had her job and everything, and she ended up getting fired, made it to look really bad over some things that had happened at her former employer, and just some things that had happened out there. So just a really unique situation going on here. Again, I think Aftershock Comics does that with their books, plays on things that are going on in our real life, and just takes an interesting twist to them, whether it's through modern technology, social media, and things like that. This book has definitely got quite a bit of that in here. I really like it. Another one that's on Aftershock Comics, the reason why I say that is one called Bad Reception that I thought was really good, that kind of plays on technology and people's fascination or infatuation or whatever Asian you can think of with technology. But again, You Are Obsolete, been a very good... Again, I'm guessing this one's probably going to be a mini-series. I don't really see it being like an ongoing kind of thing here, but again, very book. And I am starting with indies today, guys. I usually save those for last. The next one I want to talk about here is Something is Killing the Children, issue number 4. Now, I can't remember if I talked about issue number 3 here on the show a few weeks ago, but I know I definitely covered it in one of my bulk reviews. Issue number 3 of Something is Killing the Children seemed to just kind of drag on. It seemed like an issue number 2 just drug out a little more. The series picked back up here in issue number 4. To me, issue number 4 here is a little bit more of what issue number 3 should have been. This series was originally planned probably for only like 5 to 6 issues, because I seen in the January solicits that it said in there, in the previews book, that this is now an ongoing series. So I'm not saying that's part of it, but I wonder if they had only planned for it, and maybe they went ahead and, I don't know, man. It just seemed like issue number 3 seemed like it drug out a little bit far, but it seems like they really reeled it in here with issue number 4. Now, the one thing I want to say, I'm not sure if you guys have been reading this. Basically, what's going on is there's these monsters that appear in these towns and start taking up children and killing them and like brutally murdering them. It's pretty crazy what's going on. But the kids end up missing, and nobody, apparently these monsters go from town to town, and this right here, this character right here actually goes through and hunts them and kills them. And that's what we learn here. Her name is Erica Slaughter, by the way. And she's kind of known for this. It seems like she's part of this syndicate of people who go out doing these kinds of things. I don't know, just some really weird things at play here. But it's a pretty decent horror tale. Again, I think this one really reeled it in here in the 4th issue number 3. Like I said, kind of went on. But I'm not, you guys are reading this, but to me, I'm not sure if there's anybody else out there reading this book. But if you are, this character in here, this girl, that her name is like I just said, her name is God. What did you say? Slaughter, right? Erica Slaughter. She reminds me of this this character in here. Let's see, where's it at here? See if I can get a good picture of her. She reminds me of like this character right here. That's her, the blonde haired girl right there. It could just be me, but I swear, just the way this character acts and everything here in this book, and the way she just is and everything, she really reminds me of Emma Stone. Like, I could see, like, if this was a movie, I picture this being Emma Stone in here playing this character in this movie, if they made a movie of this. But again, very good book, one I think you guys should definitely go out there and check out. It's on Boom Studios Comics. Very pretty decent tale. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into some Marvel books here now, guys. This one I already dropped some reviews here on the channel for X-Force issue number 3. Though I've got a lot I could say about this. For one, okay, right off the top, I'm gonna tell you X-Force. This is my favorite this is my favorite title out of all the titles that have spun out of Jonathan Hickman's reboot of the X-Men in the Marvel Universe, being House of X and Powers of X. They had 6 titles spin out of that. We've got X-Men, we've got X-Force, there's New Mutants, Excalibur, Marauders, and Fallen Angels. And I've got to tell you, this one is my favorite out of all the books. It seems more of the action is going on here. It seems a little more story is going on here. It's kind of a body horror tale, as just things going on in here. And I think that's something I've kind of found maybe I'm into, is like body horror type of stuff. And very good book here. Again, X-Force issue number 3 just seems to do it for me. There is some of the art in this book that I didn't particularly like this particular panel right here. I'm not sure what it is about this particular panel in the art I didn't necessarily like. In other places it seems to work. Like you flip the page to the very next page, see another picture of Jean Grey there, where I think the coloring and everything looks a little bit better. So, you know, the art isn't always the best, you know, little nitpicks here and there. But guys, I'm telling you, I've liked X-Force. And the one thing I will say, whether you like all of these books that are spinning out of this reboot of the X-Men in the Marvel world with the mutants, Jonathan Hickman has been doing a really good job, because he's like the head of X, kind of overseeing all of these X-Men titles that have been coming out. He's been doing a really great job at making sure the stories are at least interconnected and weaving together. Like if you're reading every single one of them, it's been a really good tale so far. And I've liked the way they've all kind of tied in together and served the larger narrative, the larger story going on here. This is something they need more of at Marvel. I'm not saying Jonathan Hickman has to be ahead of all of them, but they need more of this, somebody kind of spearheading, you know, like heading up a project to keep it all wrapped up together, because he's doing a really good job here with these set of books. Like you could read all of them together and get the overall story and see that it all interconnects together. I wouldn't pretty seamlessly, like really good. Now, are there some of these titles that are better than others? Certainly, like New Mutants. I don't like the characters in there. Some of them almost are insufferable. And then when you get into things like Excalibur, it's just not really well written. It's not a great book. But overall, like reading all of them, if you could afford to read all of them, which is why I do the reviews here on the channel, because even I can't, man. It's expensive. You know, at this point, we're getting 3 books a week out of these X-Men titles. So, and that's just ridiculous, okay? But you're getting a good story here overall with all of them together. So that's one thing I will definitely say. Hats off to you, Marvel, here. You got to get more of this going on with maybe more of your stories that you're weaving together. Is get somebody in charge of those, you know. I'm not sure who is normally in charge of that. I would assume an editor. But whoever, like Jonathan Hickman is doing a good job here with these books. And X-Force, if you're reading any of these books, X-Force is the title I feel you need to be reading, even over the X-Men books. So, again, they're doing a really good job there with that. Now, the next one that I want to talk about here on Marvel Comics is, guys, I know, and some of you are going to be like, come on, man, seriously? Really? We just went over this the other week. And I'm telling you guys, Leah Williams is doing a great job with Amazing Mary Jane. This is 3 in a row. 3 in a row, guys, that she's done a good job writing this book. Guys, it's not a super serious book. She's not a superhero. She's not out there kicking ass and taking names. She's just out there being Mary Jane. She's being an actress, doing what she knows how to do that we know of in these books. And in this book, I'm telling you, this one is actually just a really great title. If you want something that's just a fun, lighthearted read, this is it. And I've been really highly critical here of Leah Williams here on the channel, guys. So I'm somebody that, if there's anybody you should listen to out there, it's me. And I'm not saying that you're going to like it. I'm just saying I haven't liked any of her writing up until she started reading this book. And this is 3 in a row that she has come in and done a great job. And I'm going to keep talking about this book as long as it stays good. Because I have spoken out, you know, been, like I said, been highly critical of Leah Williams and her writing and not liking it. So when she's doing something good that I like, I'm going to keep saying, congratulations, thank you for doing something I like and writing a good book. Whether you like it or not is going to be up to you. But I'm telling you, I've been critical, and I'm not going to. I don't want this to go unnoticed, guys, because that's just how I feel about it. This is what I was waiting for. This is me being critical in those times. This is what I wanted out of it. I wanted her to get better at her writing or get the right story or whatever the hell happened here. This is what I wanted to see. So I know there's probably some of you out there. I know right now you're probably typing in the comments like, "Oh, rolling your eyes, Mary Jane, Mary Jane." Guys, I'm not kidding around here. Like I said, you might not like it. Maybe you don't like reading books, non superhero books. Maybe you don't like, want to read a book that's just not got a female hero or lead character in it. That's cool. If you don't want that, I have no problem with that. I'm just saying I'm gonna keep giving credit where it's due when it comes to Leigh Williams and writing this, because I have been a harsh critic, until I got this book, this Amazing Mary Jane book. Issue number 3, 3 in a row. She got the hat trick. So, hats off to you, Leigh Williams. Marvel, you got a few good books going on here now, I'm telling you. You got a few of them. And that's the next one I want to tell you about too here, guys. The next one I want to talk about is Symbiote Spider-Man, Alien Reality. Guys, this is done by the same team that brought us Symbiote Spider-Man several months ago here earlier in the year. Symbiote Spider-Man was a great title. I've got you can look right up there. I've got that Symbiote Spider-Man poster right there. I've got it right there. For you guys to prove you guys like I like this series. I like the last series. This book right here is great. This book right here, when I was reading it, like, I had fun reading this book. Like, from almost like the first panel, like, I was excited about this book when I heard about it by the cliffhanger at the end of the last issue. They like, we knew this was coming. This book was great. This was a fun read. There is some characters being swapped here, if you will, in the book, because his reality has been somewhat changed. It's like all upside down. Peter Parker's has been. As we can see here, the obvious villain here is a Hobgoblin, and man, I'm telling you, this book was a fun read. It was a fast read. That's unfortunate because I didn't want it to be over. Like, this book was exciting to read. Guys, if you like Spider-Man, go read this book. If you want something that you don't want an ongoing series, go read this one. Peter David has done a great job doing the previous series. He's done a great job writing this series. The art in this book, you can see it's done by the same guy here doing the cover art as well. And the artist on there is Greg Land. Jay Lisson is the inker, and Frank Diamante is the colorist. VC's Joe Sabino is the letterer. But for one, I mean, just look at that art, okay? And some of the characters we're getting here: Doctor Strange, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. Then you gotta come here. Turn the page here, a couple pages, and just look at this. Look at that art, man. That's just beautiful. Just beautiful. I love it. I can't stress to you guys how much fun this book was to read. I was anticipating this book. I started reading this book and was instantly just into reading this book because it was fun, it was exciting, it was well written. Definitely, this was a great issue number 1 as well. It set up the characters and the whole story, everything that's going to be going on in the series was set up right here. If every single one of the rest of these books, I believe it's going to be 6-issue miniseries here, if they're all this good, guys, I'm telling you, go out and pick up this series. Great one. Don't sleep on this one. Don't say I didn't tell you. If you guys like Spider-Man, you should be reading it in the first place. Symbiote Spider-Man, Alien Reality. Great book. Fun read. Plus, guys, come on. Okay. There's some characters that kind of get, like I said, they get mixed up here. Switch bodies, if you will. But I just want to give you a little shot here of one of the things we get in this book. Okay, guys? Like, come on. Like, look at that art. It's beautiful. Plus, I mean, if you can't tell by that art who this is and what's going on here, you may not know what's going on here. I can guarantee you Peter Parker didn't know what was going on here when this happened in the book. Again, very good stuff. But that's all I've got for my comic books this week, guys, that I want to tell you guys about. Get out and check out some of these titles if you'd like to. That's why I do a lot of these reviews and talk a lot about comic books here on the channels, because guys, I do these not only just to inform you about what's going on, about what I like and some of the books I'm reading, but for you to hopefully decide if these are something that you guys want to go out there and read. Like I said, you guys know I like to talk about and share what I love. I don't like to talk a lot about the things that I dislike, that I hate, and things like that. I just don't do that. As I said, you can see right here with Leah Williams and the Amazing Mary Jane. I went in hard on her a couple of times, Leah Williams and her writing, because I didn't like it. I didn't like what was going on. It just wasn't that great. She's finally doing one, like I said, and I didn't go out. I wasn't trying to be hateful or anything. I was talking about. I like to talk about things that I love. I love what I'm getting out of Amazing Mary Jane. So you're gonna hear me talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like to talk about things I hate. For me, when I talk about things, if there's something I don't like, I'll talk about it, and I just want to let it go. You know what I mean? That's all further it needs to go for me. But that's all I've got for my comic books today, guys. I'm going to try to keep it short tonight because, I just got a lot of things going on. This is my busy time of year in my business. So we're going to go ahead and get on the computer here in just a second. But guys, thank you all again so much for being here and supporting the channel in every single way you guys do. Patreon supporters, people who are sending in direct donations, all that stuff. Absolutely great. Thank all of you guys for doing that. Anybody who is sending money, I greatly appreciate it. Guys, it's nothing that's required. You guys know that like I said, I've been here doing this show for a whole year. But it does make me feel better in the one sense of the fact that I know I'm growing a, sort of a core group of people who like to come here and watch my videos. I have people who want to support me in that way, and I greatly appreciate it. I don't know how else to express it to you guys other than thank you guys so much for being here and supporting the channel. And not only to the people that are supporting the channel with their hard-earned dollars, that I really, really do greatly appreciate, but also thank you. If you're watching this video and you haven't ever donated a penny to the channel, I don't care about that. I care that you're here watching my video, that you're here being part of the audience, that you're interacting in the chats, that you're leaving your likes and watching the videos and all of that. That is what really means more to me, more than your hard-earned dollars. But the hard-earned dollars are greatly appreciated. It helps me, helps me recover for, just a lot of the time that I put here into the channel, guys. I do greatly appreciate that. But most of all, I appreciate you guys being here, watching the videos, hanging out with me, engaging with the others down in the chats, bringing your friends here and saying, hey man, this guy's okay. This guy's alright. Maybe you should come here to his channel and see what he has to say, because this dude is a freaking nerd and he loves his shit. So you guys, thank you once again. I'm going to go ahead and get on my computer right here, right now. Thanks again for being here, guys. What's up, y'all? How are you doing this evening? I hope you're all doing very well. So we've got a lot of the usual suspects here. See, we got Tommy, the Senate. I see Tara made it. Thank you so much for being here. Lou, how you doing today, Lou? I see that you checked that Symbiote Spider-Man out as well, huh? That was a really good book. It was fun and entertaining. You know what I mean? It was really good. Like, I didn't like the previous series, the previous Symbiote Spider-Man. It was good. But this one, and it was good and it was interesting. I wanted to keep reading it. But like this one, like issue number 1 just started off like really great. Like I was like, man, it started off fun and exciting. Like it was a really good setup. But yeah, oh dang it, what's going on there? So yeah, hope you're all doing very well tonight. Like I said, see, we got all the usual suspects here. Senate says, I love Spider-Man. I will read it online. Yeah, all right. Dylan's comic book rants. What's up, my brother? How you doing? He says, oh yeah, this is awesome to hear. Man. Very, very glad to hear that. Friend got out of the hospital as well, and my day was awesome. Okay, apparently I stepped into a conversation here that I didn't know what was going on. So, yeah, guys, I don't know. I've been very busy this week, doing a lot of things, just with my work and everything, doing like all those gift baskets and all those kinds of crazy stuff. It's been absolutely nuts, but did take some time to go out and watch Jumanji. I was talking about that this morning during the morning movie chat. I even did like a like a movie reaction when we got home last night as well. Just a quick little 20-minute thing. It was supposed to be like a 5 to 10 minute thing. It turned into 20 minutes. You know how I get. People got here on the live stream, started talking, and it got out of hand. But that's thanks to you guys for being here. And being here to watch me flap my gums just about stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um, did any of you guys get to go out and see Jumanji? I mean, do you even have any interest in seeing it? Like, is it something that interests you? I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I was waiting to see it. My kids wanted to go see it in the first place, so I made sure that I took them to go see it. They want to go watch a lot of movies though. Sometimes, like I think it was my sister or maybe my mother. No, it might have even been my wife too, that thought I was kidding when the kids wanted to go see Daddy's Home 2 at the movie theater, because we had Daddy's Home on and we were watching it here at the house, and they liked Daddy's Home. And when it was at the theater, I can't remember what movie we were going to see at the time, but they're like, "Ooh, are we here to see Daddy's Home too?" And I was like, "No, you guys really want to go see that?" Because I remember them saying something about it when a trailer was on, and they were like serious. So I took them to see it, and my wife was like, "Yeah, you just took them with you to go see it." I'm like, "No, they really wanted to. Like, they made me want to go. I wasn't gonna go see it at the theater. Daddy's Home too. They asked me to take them to go see it. I'm like, all right, well, let's go. They want to go see the movie. Let's do it." So yeah, but yeah, Jumanji, the next level is a pretty good one. It was a pretty good one. And don't forget, guys, I was also talking about this morning and all week long as well. The Soska Sisters remake of Rabid is available now on, it's at select theaters, but you can also watch it from the comfort of your couch or your bed or wherever you do your streaming at, on your phone while you're on the shitter. Hey, it's all good. Don't act like you don't do it. Don't act like you don't do it. You all do. You all do. Because, I remember, like, when I was growing up, like, we had it rough. Like the Senate's here. The Senate's somewhat of a younger guy, you know what I'm saying? He's a young man. Like, when I was your age, son, we didn't have... I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. But when I was your age, shit, we didn't have no phone to sit there while we're sitting there taking a crap to scroll and go through your Facebook feed and your Twitter feed. We didn't have none of that. Like, we had to read the back of shampoo bottles. Because you left the book in the other room, and so you're sitting there reading shampoo bottles. You know what I mean? The back of the shampoo bottle. Don't act. Only us older people know about that. Nowadays, you got your fancy little phones. Your little handheld video games. I guess eventually we had Game Boy. We eventually had Game Boy when I was growing up. We did have that. That was always fun. But that was the same thing too. Then you wake up and your ass is all sore. It's all your legs are all numb from sitting there for so long playing the game because you forgot. And I'm getting weight. No, I'm not gonna. No, nope. But that's what it was like. You sat there with the shampoo bottle. Next thing you know is the conditioner, underarm deodorant. All them ingredients and all them things. You know what I'm saying? And you sat there and you learned how to say those words. You know what I mean? You're sitting there like, what? And you learned how to say it, to pronounce it. You eventually started doing it. You did. Y'all did. The sentence says, "I need more Cosmic Ghost Rider is what I need." I actually love that book. Yeah, you know what? I read the first one. I actually got they did a second one, the Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History. I bought it. I bought the whole series. I think I read like part of the first one, and there was something else in another story that I missed. And I went back and started reading that, and I never got back to Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History. And I believe here in the next month or so, they're getting ready to start a new series as well, a new Cosmic Ghost Rider series. Getting ready to start soon, I believe. I'm pretty sure they're getting ready to start that. So yeah, and because I don't remember. No, it wouldn't be this one. It would be over here. It would be over here in this one. They got the Marvel previews. You can get these things, at your local comic book shop. These Marvel previews. I don't know. Do some shops charge for them? I thought I heard somebody saying that some shops charge for them. Like, or not these ones. Oh no, I guess that's the big one, the big previews, because I got that too. The big old thick book, man. Thing's thick. But yeah, they're coming out with a new Cosmic Ghost Rider series. and I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I remember seeing it floating around out there. So that it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a silly character in the first place. The whole thing is silly, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's entertaining to say the least. Um, let's see. The sentence says, "Is that Felicia's daughter or some shit?" Never heard of her. It's actually Natasha Romanoff. It's Natasha Romanoff. Because what happens is Spider-Man gets hit by Kraven with he has this ring that has like that poisons him, you know, and like he wakes up and his reality, like Spider-Man wakes up and his reality is totally sideways. Everything is like weird, and it's pretty entertaining. It's very entertaining. Very good book. It's a very good book. You should go. You should go out and read the Symbiote Spider-Man. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Um, Cat looks like a goddamn nightmare. TT, thank you so much for being here. Says I thought the first was good, so I'll probably see it when it comes on Google Play. No cinemas here. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I hear you. Lou says I like Jack Black, so I'll eventually suss it out. Right on. Yeah, oh yeah, Jack Black is great, dude. Like in the first one, he was really great. Uh, I feel like he shined more than any of them did in the first one. This one, he was still really good, but everybody else kind of stepped up their game as well in the new Jumanji. Everybody else kind of stepped up their game as well, and I think that's partially because Dwayne Johnson is getting better at acting, and so is Kevin Hart was a little more not himself in this movie, so it was a good thing for him. It was a good thing. Um, Sith Lord, thank you so much for being here. Wookiee Supremacy says, that's what the that's what the comic books are for. Oh no, I must have missed something here. Lou says, we read Garfield, Foot Trot Flats, and Gary Larson. You know what? I like Garfield. I wish I still had those books from when I was growing up because I had a bunch of Garfield books and they were odd shaped. They were like they were more like a rectangle, and they were I don't know, they were pretty thick, and they had like some of them were like full stories. They were great, man. I used to get those when I was growing up, and I wish I still had some of those because man, I love Garfield. Garfield is great. Garfield is great. Definitely. Shampoo bottles. Oof, that's a disgrace. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Senate, you don't even know the struggle. You probably had cell phones your whole life that you remember when you go sit down to take a crap. Guarantee it. You don't know what it's like to have to read the shampoo bottle. Yeah, Wookiee Supremacist tampon instructions. Read them. Read them. Yep. Sith Lord says I started on Atari. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I remember playing Atari, and God, there was something else before that too. Oh yeah, TT says a Commodore 64. I remember the Commodore. Yeah. Um, God, there was something else too. Around the same time, like the Ataris and everything. What was the other one? What was the other one? It might be the Commodore that I'm thinking of. It might be the Commodore that I'm thinking of. Senate says I need to get Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History in trade. I fell off that book. Yeah, it was. Again, I think I read the first one, and then I started going off and reading a different one because it was referenced to something else, and then it referenced something else, and next thing you know, I was reading. Yeah, the rabbit hole, man. It was a rabbit hole. Senate says my shop doesn't charge for the book. The book charge for the book one or the card thingy. The book one or the card thingy. Oh, you mean the bag and the board? Is that what you mean? The bag and the board? Um, I need. Senate says I need more Black Widow ass shots. Then I'll buy some Symbiote Spidey. Well, you'll get them. You'll get them in this book. I'm telling you. In the last series, it had Felicia Hardy in there. Actual Black Cat in there, and oh yeah, there was plenty. Like, here, you want to see? I'll show you. Um, I wonder if it. I don't know. You have to take my word for it. You have to take my word for it. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Um, aggressively relaxing. Thank you so much for being here. Says Donnie Cates says he hears Bill Burr's voice when he writes Cosmic Ghost Rider. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that because I picture like because it's kind of silly, you know what I mean? Like that Frank that version of Frank Castle is just it's kind of silly. He's kind of silly, and not in a bad way, not in a bad way, but he's kind of silly, and I don't know. It's just a fun. It was just a fun read. It was a fun read, but that would kind of make sense. So it says I can't get that out of my head now. Aggressive, thank you. Right. Every time I hear Kevin Hart, I think of J. Cole's song Kevin's Heart. I don't think I've ever heard that. I don't think I've ever heard that. Wookie says, I read a lot of comic books on the shitter. Yeah, yeah, there you go. You read a lot of them back then? Yeah. I mean, I had some from when I was younger. You know, I've got this, well, here, I got, I know, what I see, I recently seen on one of the, God, what is that? I think it might have been Symbiote Spider-Man. They came out with on Symbiote Spider-Man. They came out with a variant cover of this new series, and I've got this old God, I think it was when Spider-Man got married. Oh man, where's it at here? From when I was a kid growing up. No, I've almost got it right here. There's this giant size. I think it was this one. Right there. Yeah. Got that one right there. They did, but they recently on the Symbiote Spider-Man when they came out with that one, they did an homage cover like this, but he was in the black suit. And I've got that one right there from when I was a kid. I don't know if it's worth anything, but I've got it regardless. It's one of the ones that I've got that, you know, I mean, you can it's not like in like the greatest shape or anything. I'm not a collector, guys. Like when I was a kid, you know, I was reading, I wasn't collecting. Even now I read, not really collecting or anything. But yeah, that's it's let's see, Romita did this cover. Anybody know about this one? I know aggressively relaxing is here. He probably knows about this stuff. Let's see. Jim Shooter was the plot and editor-in-chief. David Michelini was the script. Paul Ryan on pencils. Vince Coletta on inks. Rick Parker on lettering. Rob Sharon, colors. Jim Sailorup, the editor. Yeah. Yeah, see? Got that, man. Got that, man, from when I was a kid. I remember that. I got several Spider-Man. I got some Web of Spider-Man. I got some of these amazing Spider-Mans. I've got oh, thank you, Lou. Thank you so much. Lou says keep up the tops reviews. You seem like a good bloke, Second Street. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Lou. I really do. Lou, you've been very generous, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's see. Who else is here? Mad Max, the Mandalorian. What's up, my brother? How you doing? He says, I'm watching your video. What's up, man? How you doing? Man, have I not been getting updates, Max, or have you not put up a new video yet yourself? Haven't seen one, man. I know I watched a couple of one of them that for some reason I forgot to watch the other day. I finally watched it. But yeah, hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. TT says, is there any omnibus comics that you would recommend for an old Marvel Dark Horse fan? God, what's an omnibus? Is that one of the ones that collects? See, I'm asking you. So the omnibuses are like the collected editions, if I'm not mistaken, right? I honestly don't know. What I've been going after, like when I get I just go after like trade paperbacks, you know, because they're good and inexpensive, and you know, like. Because when I first got back into reading, I went after the Captain Americas, because that's what got me back into reading, because I wanted to read about when Captain America became a Hydra agent. I was like, well, I remember seeing like some articles about it, people being all upset and everything. So I went ahead and went back, and I bought one of the issues. You know, I judged a book by its cover, and I read this issue, and I was like, hey, this got an interesting cover. I opened it up and I read it. I was like, okay, I got to go back to the beginning, and so I went back to the shop. And I was sitting there looking. They had most of the issues there, and I was like, "Wait, no, hold on." So I went and found the trade paperback of it, and went ahead and bought the first one, and just started buying several more. So I got several of those Captain America trade paperbacks. But yeah, this was basically one of the issues I first when I first got back into reading comics a couple years ago that I bought, or last year I guess. This one was a little old already though too. This one was. But yeah, and then I went through and I said, and then I bought. I don't know. That's the last one. Went through and bought like this. This was the first one. Then I got more of these. You know, there's a trade paperback. Bought all these, man. Um, yeah, that's kind of just where I started when I was getting back into reading last year. So started with some of that stuff, and then I forgot I had some of these old comics sitting up in my closet. You know, got like so right here was this Captain America number 280, 281. Got these right here. I need to go back and read these things, man. I need to go back and read these things and I don't know, just read them, see how they are. But yeah, that's them right there. I don't know. I don't even know if they're worth anything. Like I said, I'm not a collector. I'm just a reader. But these ones I probably would have got. These ones I probably would have got for my dad. Got some of those ones. Let's see what else. Got some other Captain Americas here. 283, 284. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Some old ones. Like I said, I don't know if any of them are worth anything. You know, maybe one of these days I should find out. I've got um oh yeah, see, look at that one. Yeah. Anybody know what that one is? Yeah, and believe me, it's not in you can see the shape it's in. The cover is all um ugh, the cover is all jacked up on it. Whoa. Yeah, see? You can see all right there, man. It's like not even, you know. If I sent this in to have it graded, they'd be like, "Are you kidding?" the the cover's not even attached to this thing, man. But you're gonna tape this thing together? Yeah, it's all in two pieces, so it's not in very good shape. But hey, you know what? I've still got a Hulk 181. Take that. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm sure it's worth a buck or two. Probably worth a buck or two. It might be worth. It might be worth about the same amount as I paid for. As I paid for the for the reprint, the facsimile copy that I just bought a couple months ago. Oh man. Ooh. But yeah, just some of the old comics I got there. Oh man, now I'm gonna have to find where that's at. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. And they got like, um, I got this like what if Conan fought what if Conan and Thor fought? Let's see what else I got there. 283. Hulk 283. I don't know. I don't know how many of these are worth anything. Like I said, I'm not a collector, man. Just a reader. Maybe one of these days I need to look into all that stuff though, because you know I've seen recently, like I've got like one graded comic that I got. It was just in a mystery box. I'm not even really sure if it's worth much, but I've been actually you know, seeing some of the other guys on, you know, some of the other comic book guys out there. They got, you know, all their graded comics. They got all these nice fancy comics and everything. I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. But like me, like I would want to take it and read it or something, unless there's facsimile copies available. You know, then go buy those obviously to read. But you know, I don't know. And some of them are worth money and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. But then you got to pay to ship them off, and you got to pay to have them grade them and all that kinds of stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I got one I ordered not too long ago. Should be coming here. Should be coming in here pretty soon. It's an alternate cover of Resonant issue number 1 on Vault Comics. Yeah, saw him tweet out about that, so I went ahead and picked that up. Rod the Rican, what's up, my brother? How you doing? Fatal J, thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Where did I leave off right here? Fatal J says, you read manga? No, you know what? But I've actually... Dang it, my daughters can hear, but I was actually thinking about going to the comic shop and picking up some of the Alita Battle Angel, or I think it's Battle Angel Alita, in the manga. I want to get the Dragon Ball Z too. I want to get all the Actually, I want to get the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z series, all the mangas too. That'd be pretty sweet. And I don't even mind, like at the comic shop they have them where they're like 3 volumes in one, like 3 books in one. So it's kind of a thick book. I don't know. They're kind of small. They're not too big, but I'm like, I don't care about that. Like just having them to read would be nice. Definitely. Lou says, I used to have the Chromium Brigade books, but they were lost years ago. Moving house. Man, everything gets lost when you move. You know what I mean? Yeah. Aggressively Relaxing says, I love marriage issues so much. I really hope Miss Marvel's boyfriend dies and she marries Miles Morales. Oh, man. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Aggressively Relaxing. You're funny, dude. Oh, man. That's hilarious. Oh, man. You're always cracking me up, Aggressively Relaxing. And in case you guys... I was talking about this morning, too. In case you guys haven't checked it out, go to Aggressively Relaxing's channel and check out a video. I believe he dropped it like a week ago. This old video that he done clear back in the day. He's the godfather of the Phantom Menace. He was the first one to ever put out a video about Star Wars not liking one of the movies. Did clear back in the 80s. Was it the 80s? Yeah, I think it was the 80s. You should check it out. You should go check it out though. Aggressively Relaxing. Go check out the channel and check out the video. As a matter of fact, like we should go see if we can find the link to that video and drop it in there for you. Because yeah, it was funny. It was very funny. When he was on there, Fatal J says, I've been collecting manga heavy. Think I'm liking manga way more than American right now. Yeah, I mean, that's no surprise. I mean, mangas are pretty good, and they, you know, they're indulgent in their characters and things like that. They like to have fun with them, I guess you could say, for sure. Oh, see, look at that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we got to. There we go. Okay, we're gonna find this link to this video. We got you, Aggressively Relaxing. We're right here for you. Videos. There we go. Boycotting Star Wars after Empire Strikes Back ruined. Yep, here it is. We're going there. No, we're not gonna play it, but we're gonna get the link here for you guys. We got it. We got it. We got it. Bam. There we go. Go check out that link right there, guys. I just dropped it there in the chats of Aggressively Relaxing's video. I'm telling you, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh your asses off. You're gonna laugh your asses off, man. Aggressively Relaxing cracks me up in his videos, man. Seriously. Let's see. Fatal J says, Wookie, what up? Lou says Fatal J. I've only sussed a few Naruto, Shippuden, and Seven Deadly Sins, but they are good for sure. Yeah, I definitely need to check out more. I mean, obviously, I mean they're good. I mean, I know Fatal J. Like, I'm kind of starting to get into hentai. Fatal J says the first Captain America I ever picked up was drawn by Jim Lee, which was my second comic ever. Nice, nice. Uh, so Fatal J says Ninja Scroll right now and Strider. Nice. All right. Wookiee Supremacy says that's the silver lining to having my comic store shut down. I've been reading all my old stuff. Hey, yeah, man. There you go. There you go. Go through the old stuff, especially if it's been a while since you've read them. Rod the Rican is here. What's up, my brother? How are you doing? The sentence says the first appearance of Wolverine, right? Yeah, yeah. The first appearance of Wolverine. Yeah, well, he had there was a cameo in issue 180, but it seems like like 181 is the it's the bigger one or whatnot. But like that book in good condition, that thing is worth a lot of money. Condition mine's in probably worth the money that was paid for it. Let's see. Fatal J says, Jenny, you've been puffing the Green Monster Man? The Green Monster Man? What's the Green Monster Man? You talking about like puffing what? Oh man, no. Oh. You mean yeah, I know what you're talking about. Not me, dude. Not me. It says take care of that comic. Yeah, I'll do my best, man. I need to do something with it. It's not worth sending in to have graded, but it's probably worth framing. It's probably worth framing and trying to keep as nice as possible. That's for sure. Um, Dylan's comic book fan says that's awesome just to own that raw. Yeah, I know it is, but it's in like the crappiest condition ever. And you know what's funny? I remember seeing that when I was growing up, and once I got older and I guess aware of what that comic book was, I remember seeing that cover going, man, that cover looks so familiar to me. And lo and behold, I found it in some of the comics that I had got from my dad. So yeah, yeah. Max says looks like still in Solo. Oh man, dang Max, that's low, man. Kick a brother while he's down, man. That's messed up. Although I've heard stories. Man. I've heard stories, but apparently he's doing something about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see on that. We'll see. So, let's see. Sith Lord says, amazes me how crappy some people take care of their stuff. Yeah, man. And believe me, that comic book that was that way when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, it was that way already. But it probably got damaged that way from when my father would have bought it clear back in the day, just with all the moving and everything that they did from being on base and overseas and all that kinds of stuff. I'm sure played a part in that as well. Played a part in that. Fatal J says, Lou Ninja Scroll is my second favorite anime of all time. You know what? I haven't watched. Are you talking about like actual manga or like the animated movie? Because I've seen the animated movie before, and that movie is badass. Ninja Scroll, that movie is badass. Aggressively relaxing says, I want to send some bullshit in to get graded, but can't decide what horrible book is funniest. I know, right? That's the bad thing is like, how do you know what books to send in to have graded, and how do you know what books have any value? Like, I don't know. I believe glitter and duct tape. Glitter and duct tape sent me on Instagram sent me a link to a playlist that kind of goes through and talks about a lot of that stuff, and maybe I need to learn and get into that because like I said, I may have some books here that are worth some money. Hell, I don't know. Not all of them are in the greatest shape or anything, but they might be worth something. I don't know. Rod the Rican says low grade is better than no grade. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure that one I've got that Hulk where the cover's all ripped off. It's not even attached. It's probably no grade. But hey, it's still own it, I guess. um, couldn't have said it any better, Rod. Yeah, I was gonna say, and that's like some of the other books I have that if they're worth anything, I've got them. Like I know I've got like some of the Peter Porker Spider Ham. I've got some of those issues from back in the day. I think I've got like 3 or 4 of them, and I know I used to have more because I see there's some covers I remember having growing up that I don't see down there. But yeah, there's I always I just loved Spider Man when I was growing up. Um, let's see. TT says I have Uncanny X-Men 101 to around 450. Nice, nice. I know I've got some X-Men's books as well. Back there in that one, and I've got some older ones too. As far as the X-Men, I don't think any of them are like super old or anything, but probably definitely some from probably late 70s, early 80s maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Fatal J says, "Lou peeped the Ninja Scroll 2 trailer. You will pick your jaw off the ground." Ninja Scroll 2, they're coming out with a second one, or it's already out. Like, Jay, is it coming out with a second one, or it's already out? Because yeah, that'd be great. I'm down to see that. TT says, "Is Peter Parker still Spider-Man in the comics? Last I heard, he was killed and Doc Ock had taken over his body somehow." No. Peter Parker is back to being Spider-Man. He's no longer that Dan Slott Spider-Man either, where he had Parker Industries and all that stuff, where he's basically Tony Stark. All that's gone. He's back to being regular old classic Peter Parker with Mary Jane. Yeah. So yeah, and it's been good. Like Nick Spencer's run on Amazing Spider-Man. It's on issue number I think 36 right now. It's been pretty good, but like it started off really good, and then it's kind of slowed down a little bit. It plateaued. It did, but it's not bad. It's not bad. But yeah, it's Peter Parker again, and Doc Ock is actually he ended up going off to be Superior Spider-Man, which that book I actually like, and I'm not sure if it came to an end, if it just came to an abrupt end or not. But because man, did I read that last issue? Pretty sure I read the last issue, and it just kind of ended, and there was no definite anything. But I thought I seen they're getting ready to come out with a Doc Ock series or something, mini series or something. Maybe I can't remember what I said. I thought I'd seen something like that. I'm like, okay, maybe they're spinning it off into that. So yeah, but yeah, Peter Parker's back to being just plain old Peter Parker. But it's funny. The other day on Young Ripa's stream, we're making jokes, and I was like, "Yeah, next thing you know, we're gonna get Jane Foster Spider Man." Jane Foster Spider Man. Oh man. Anyway, it was just he had. I guess he had to be there. He had to be there. Uh, Lou says, "TT, one thing I've always hated is body swap comics. I tuned out too, but people said Superior Spider-Man was good. Yeah, I didn't read the first Superior Spider-Man series, but I heard it. It was actually pretty good. But the latest one that was just out, and that was being written by Christos Gage, I actually liked it too. It was pretty good, and apparently it all kind of ties into what happened in the original series as well. I've been thinking about going and picking those up on trade paperback because like I like Spider-Man, but I also like that whole Superior Spider-Man thing. It just works. I don't know why. Just because Doc Ock's attitude as Spider-Man just kind of cracks me up. In at least in the run that I've been reading. I like it, but I hear what you're saying about body swap comics too. I mean, but I guess that's kind of one thing. Well, I guess in what's going on in the Symbiote Spider-Man, it's not body swap, but I mean it's character swapping more than anything. Because like Black Widow is being Black Cat instead of Felicia Hardy, and we also see Doctor Strange isn't the Sorcerer Supreme; it's somebody else. So yeah, it was really good. But oh well, I think you said you read it anyway, Lou. So you know. I don't need to tell you. You know. Aggressively relaxing says it's true that I ran the first and only show that discussed Star Wars. Thanks for the promotion. Yeah, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. Good stuff. Like I said, that video had me cracking up. Um, Let's see. Dylan's comic book rant says that's dope. I didn't know you can set up donation through Streamlabs. I'll have to do that myself since you can't do it through YouTube to get to 1K. Yeah, yeah, certainly, yeah. It's pretty cool. And you know what? Streamlabs actually even has an app that you can use and do through your phone, and it actually lets you do a lot of stuff on there. And if you pay their monthly fee, you can remove the watermark on there as well. But yeah, the Streamlabs stuff is pretty legit. And if my computer was compatible with Streamlabs, I would probably run through Streamlabs instead of OBS. Maybe, you know, maybe I would. But not if they're doing like the whole thing with the watermarks and all that stuff now, when I can just use OBS and it works just fine, and there's no watermarks on there except for the one that you probably see here that's put there by YouTube, because I have that set up on there. But anyway, um, let's see. Oh, chat jumping again. Sith Lord says, before I started collecting, or did I skip one there? Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, man, it's skipping all up on me. Happy Friday the 13th, Trinity. I got my setup and Wi-Fi. We gotta talk about a collab. Just did Power Hour with Biggie Shack and Comic Head 84. Nice, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, maybe we should get together very soon, man, and do something. Um, let's see. Lou says I wouldn't mind getting my Cyber Frog Blood Honey graded. Yeah. And the thing is I'm not sure, some of these things I don't know if they're worth or anything, but having it graded and slabbed, I mean, so it's at least preserved, is a good thing, especially when it's something like that that's more of a rarity. And I've actually always kind of wanted, maybe I just need to do it, although he'd probably read my message and be like, fuck is this guy? But I've been thinking about reaching out to Ethan Van Sciver to see if I can bring him onto the show, just to talk to him about some stuff, like with Comicsgate and everything, because I don't really know like the full story, never really looked into it, but I also want to talk to him about other things, like with the comic book industry as a whole and kind of what they're doing as well, and just spitball some ideas and just have a conversation. I always thought that'd be cool, but like I said, I don't know him, and he'd probably see me and be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who the fuck let this get through my Twitter? Like, what? Block. No, I'm just kidding. Like, who the fuck is this Marvel guy? It was great to see Peter Porker in the movie last year. Yeah, it was. It was. And he's a silly character. Not everybody's going to like him or anything like that, and I get that. But yeah, it was good seeing him there, because that was something from my childhood. I remember reading those when I was a kid, like, oh, Peter Porker. Oh, he's the spectacular Spider-Ham. Dude, I loved that. Um, oh, and they're way back there. I'd have to go clear around the other side to get them. But yeah, I've got some of those Peter Porkers, man. They're fun. They were. I remember reading them. They were funny. They had like all the villains were somewhat played on. Just kind of that alternate reality of them. Funny stuff. Is Aunt May still alive in the Spider-Man comics? Yes, she is. And they've actually got 2 current ongoing right now, and those are Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man are the 2 ongoing, and they've got a shitload of miniseries. But yeah, in May's got cancer, and in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man recently, Mary Jane went out with her and bought her some wigs and stuff like that for her to use. The Feast shelter got burned to the ground. It got blown up, man. It's been pretty rough for Peter Parker in the comic books lately. Um, Sith Lord says, before I started collecting or cared, I never bagged and boarded any of my comics, and of course they got ruined. So I know what you mean, though. Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say, I know, like a lot of like these ones I just showed you, like the Captain America ones and all that stuff. Until like a couple months ago, those were never bagged and boarded neither. They were just sitting around in a box, just sitting around in a box. You know what I mean? But apparently, like, you can send them to places that will kind of like somewhat restore them for you. They can like roll them out and all this kinds of stuff. I heard about. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But then to pay for those kinds of services, like it's got to be a book that's worth some money, right? Because why would you pay for those kinds of services for a book that's not worth money? Because like some of these ones I have, they might not be worth shit. You know what I mean? And largely, I think a lot of comics aren't. For the most part. Spider Ham. They did pretty good with Spider Ham in the Into the Spider Verse. Yeah, they did. And I thought it was pretty funny. I think what's his name? John Mulaney? Mulaney. Was pretty good at the voice. He was funny. I mean, I can't imagine somebody else coming in and doing that character, I guess. Let's see. Sith Lord says Jane Foster. Yeah, oof. Lou says Second Street. I hope not, but I would prefer But I wouldn't put past Marvel. Oh yeah, I know, I know. Man, that would be. Dylan's comic book rant says, "Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is my favorite. I enjoy Amazing Spider-Man, but it's had its ups and downs. Really bummed Tom Taylor just put out his last issue. So no more Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Oh, is it? See, I didn't even. Man, did you just spoil? Did you just spoil issue number? What is it? 14 that came out for me. You just spoiled it for me, didn't you, Dylan? Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad, Dylan? You just spoiled it for me. No, isn't Jane Foster Valkyrie now? Yeah, she is. She actually her issue number 6 of Jane Foster Valkyrie just came out this week. I didn't pick it up because I just picked up the first 5 issues, to see how it was, and it was okay. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. It was pretty good. If you want to read that story, wasn't I got the first 5 issues, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe one of these days they'll make that movie in the MCU, and I can flip it to some normies for some good coin. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not a collector, and I'm not flipping comics, man. I don't care about that. And Gracefully says, now he is Peter lost a billions Parker. Superior did end, and it ruined the whole series by bringing Doc Ock back to default settings. Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it did that in that last issue, and was that it? Didn't it say at the end of that issue, like, to be continued or something? Or, like, I can't remember. Like, I read it, and I was just kind of like, I couldn't tell if that was it or not. I couldn't tell. Like, it had me. I don't know. I didn't know what to think of that. Um, when I seen that, but I did like how it brought Doc Ock back to regular, kind of, because I like Superior Spider-Man. Streamlabs seems like a good alternative to Super Chats. Plus, they take less of a cut. Yeah, definitely. Streamlabs takes less of a cut, and so does like Patreon as well. Because I think you can do that through Patreon as well. Send in direct donations that way as well. But yeah, Streamlabs is definitely a lot better than like the Super Chats and anything like that. And yeah, and that's like I said, I was just talking about this the other day. Is I've got a few Patreon supporters, really awesome people. They don't donate money. I think I don't know. I think I make it right around $30 a month. And I'm like, hey man, that's cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm glad that I have people that like my content enough to support the channel in that way. But then also, like, the way I look at it is, once I get to 1,000 subscribers and I can monetize my channel and make money on it. Like, to make money on it, you put ads on videos, and you get, like, when people watch those ads, you get money generated by that. And I'm like, I don't get enough traffic on my channel to have to bug you guys with ads when you come to my channel. It's just ridiculous. Like, maybe once I start to get more views and everything, maybe I'll go ahead and, like, to where it gets to be a point, like, okay, like, the money here is like, where I'm making enough, like, okay, like, maybe I'll go ahead and start monetizing some videos and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know, like, because I hate ads, you know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I think it's a better alternative. Sith Lord says, Tommy, yeah, once I got serious collecting, I started and learning all the proper ways to take care of them. So all mine's in boxes, bagged, boarded, yada yada. But there were casualties before then. Yeah, man. I'm sure. And it seems back in the day, like when all these were coming out, like back in the 70s, were people bagging and boarding clear back then? I don't know. I'm not sure if it was as much of a collector hobby back then or not. But you know what? I seen some people somewhere recently. They were in a comic shop, and they were going through there, doing a video, and I seen they had, like, these store owners had the floppies just on the rack, like, not in a bag and a board and everything. I was sitting there, I was like, oh, like, I'm not a collector, but even I wouldn't. Even that hurt me to see that. Like at my LCS, they come, um, they come bagged and boarded, ready to go. And then of course, you can put extra boards in there if you want and do all that stuff. And I know some people really, really get into that. Again, I just, I'm not a collector. I'm not a collector, but I do try to take care of them. I do try to take care of them though, especially ones that I really like. Like I said, I got those ones that I got the Saska sisters to sign for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna try not to touch those. I might have those ones graded if I were to have some comic books graded. Of course, I'm not sure if having them signed and all that stuff really raises the value of them at all. I guess it kind of depends on who values it really more than anything. Um, Dylan's comic book says, "Really, I've done Streamlabs OBS on my laptop and phone. I never got any watermark. Is that new? Yeah, it's new, man. It's new. It's a new thing. I don't know if it's that way through the computer because I can't run it through this computer, but I know it is on the mobile app because you don't have to have 1,000 subscribers to stream to use Streamlabs to stream from your mobile phone with that app. Where otherwise, you got to be you got to have 1,000 subs on YouTube to be able to stream from your phone like directly to YouTube, which I think has its advantages and disadvantages too. You know what I mean? But the Streamlabs app actually works pretty good. Actually works pretty good. Superior Spider-Man was a perfect comic. Doc Ock's internal monologue was hilarious. Yeah, it was. It was a lot of the time. I really liked it. Fatal J says Trinity, did you like Into the Spider-Verse, the movie? To me, that movie was sick. I did like it. Into the Spider-Verse, I liked the movie. I thought it was really good, especially like the animation and everything. So, you know, they're going to be doing a second one, which is going to be good. Yeah, I liked it. I thought the movie was really good, especially, you know, because like the music in it, the soundtrack, you know, you got the Biggie and just all that stuff. Like, dude, like that was cool, you know, because that's like the era I grew up in through the 90s. You know what I mean? So all that music, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Sith Lord says EVS is a good dude. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think I like EVS. He's funny. I'm not subscribed to his channel or anything. He just doesn't put out enough consistent content that I like. But occasionally I stop in and watch some videos or just see him on other people's streams and stuff. Yeah, he cracks me up. He cracks me up, and yeah, he seems all right. Um, Lou says those early '90s Marvel's trading cards were so good. Oh, I know. I remember I used to have some of those, and they were thick too. Those ones that were thick. Is that the ones you're talking about? I'm pretty sure that's the ones you're talking about. But LB, what's up, my brother? How you doing? How are you doing? Once again, oh yeah, jumped here on me again. I've been reading a lot of old Top Cow comics. I don't know Top Cow. Didn't Top Cow become somebody else? Was that somebody else's label, and it became something else? I think so. I think so. Um, let's see. Fatal J says, Lou, I'm a big fan of Bill Tucci back when he was working for Top Cow Comics. Okay. All right. Marquise Roberts, thank you so much for being here. Um, let's see. All right. Wow, what a bummer. I hate watermarks. Yeah, it sucks, man. But I think for the monthly Streamlabs one, for the Streamlabs app, I think they said it's like 16.95 or something like that. So, not too bad. I think that's a little cheaper. Isn't that a little bit cheaper than StreamYards? Except for Streamlabs isn't one of those ones where you can bring in two people like that, like you do on StreamYards. StreamYards is actually pretty good, and it seems like it's probably worth it somewhat for uh, as far as when you want to stream with people and stuff like that, like do multiple streams, and if you don't want those watermarks on there and stuff like that, it seems like it would be worth it. But again, I mean, I get things to work here on my channel, and actually, guys, I actually figured out a way to get all of my stuff to work a little bit better for when I have guests on. I got some things figured out here through OBS, so it's a little better on my guests' end, where they can kind of see a little bit more of what's going on the channel live. Because before it was just we're just skyping, seeing face to face. They couldn't see what's going on the stream or anything unless they were on their phone or the computer or anything like that. But I got some of that somewhat figured out, so they could see a live feed of it. But yeah, yeah. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, so you know, guys, I wanted to try to keep this fairly short tonight, but you know, partially because I want to get off here, you know, read another comic and eat some dinner. And then, guys, I've been talking about this all week. The Saska Sisters remake of Rabid. I was talking about this earlier too. Just came out on video on demand, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and watch that. I'm gonna go and watch that. But yeah, and then you know this weekend, like I said, been my busy season of work. Just doing a lot of stuff. So this weekend I'm gonna be out working probably Saturday and Sunday. Just out doing some extra work that don't usually do during the rest of the year because it's not as busy as it is now. So gotta try to get to sleep a little bit early so I can go out and do that as well. So yeah. Anything else that you guys want to talk about today? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Um, Cause yeah, man, I want to go watch that movie again. I haven't seen it since the premiere, back in October. So I've been waiting to watch it. I was just watching the original, just the other day too. The original David Cronenberg version of Rabbit as well. Marquise Roberts, what's up, man? He says Top Cow is still the same. Silvestri is a legend. Uh, Sith Lord says like Cyberforce, Rip Claw, and was awesome character. Um, Marquise Roberts says The Darkness, Cyberforce, Tomb Raider, Aphrodite 9. That's 9, right? And a host of other gems. Nice, nice. Um, let's see. Uh, Dylan's comic book rant says I have OBS on my laptop, but it was harder for me to figure out. But compared to Streamlabs and Streamyards, yeah, I was gonna say OBS. OBS took like slowly. You guys have probably seen little improvements here and there as I've learned how to. I went through and poked around in Streamlabs to try to get things to look better and more neat. Like when I, like here when I go on to bring guests on and things like that. I worked.
What's up, everybody?
I worked on getting that stuff like that because like before it used to be not look as good, and now I'm looking into other things. So like when I switch to this screen, that it'll look a little bit different and a little bit better because like I don't like this whole top part up here where it says second stream. I mean I like that, but I mean I think there's a lot of wasted space here and I could just utilize the space a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I was gonna say Streamlabs it is a little bit more difficult, but it seems like you can do so much with it. You can do just a whole lot of different things with the Streamlabs, or with the OBS. And I think there's like if you have the Streamlabs and you can get it because like I said I've got a Mac and I can't get the stream. They don't have like for whatever reason the app or whatever they have for a Mac doesn't work to download, so I can't use the Streamlabs on my Mac. But if I could, I would probably use it and see if it does something just like this one does as well, where I can put all that stuff in there. Because even on the mobile app now, on the mobile app for Streamlabs, you can do a lot of that stuff on there. Like pretty much all the stuff like how I've got my name the name right there and everything. You can do that stuff on the Streamlabs mobile app now. Just adding all these different kinds of things like it's actually pretty crazy. They updated it. They updated it. I want to say maybe not even a month ago, and then they just recently updated it again just couple days ago. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Um, oh shit! Thanks for the reminder. I was gonna watch Friday the 13th maybe tonight, but I might have to give that a check out Rabbit instead. You should. I'm telling you, you should. It's very good. LB says it's going real lonely. Going real lonely. Dang man. I hear you though. I hear you. Sometimes, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say sometimes lonely is good, but is it? My brother gave me his Disney Plus deets, and I rewatched Willow last night. Still a bloody good movie. Yeah, man. I haven't watched Willow in a long time, but I seen that was on Disney Plus, and I was like, yeah, man, that's great. I loved Willow when I was growing up. That was definitely a one of my favorites when I was younger. A good one. Dylan's comic book rant says, "Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Marquise. Yeah, give her some time. I'm sure her hormones are through the roof. Oh no, man, what I miss? Mom acting funny today. It was a joy seeing them both. But oh, okay. I must have missed some of the conversation there, but all right. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, guys, I'm gonna be very busy here over these next couple of weeks, but I'm still gonna be doing some live streams with you guys, doing some content. Maybe I'll see if I can team up with some other guys here to do some live streams with. Maybe get with LB. We'll be doing a live stream on LB's channel. I believe next Sunday for Rise of Skywalker. Everybody's going to be there kind of talking about those kinds of things. I'll probably be talking about that next Friday after I go see it a little bit here on the channel. Um, but yeah, and then I'm going to be going out of town, guys. I'm going to be going out of town at Christmas. So I'm going to take about a week off. But, you guys will probably still see me. Hey, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers by then, come on, guys. Invite all your friends here. Then I could just live stream from my phone. But I was just telling you with the Streamlabs thing. But those watermarks, ugh, 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 watermarks. It's a whole bunch of crap. But anyway, you guys all have a very good night. Have a great weekend. Be safe. But have fun. Be safe and have fun. You can do both. You can do both. And read some comic books. Watch some movies. Like I said, go watch Rabid. Go read. Go read Symbiote Spider-Man. All right, go do it. I'm not gonna make you go read Amazing Mary Jane like I was talking about earlier. I'm not gonna make you go read that. I know that one's not for everybody, but it is a good book. But you all have a good night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And I don't know, we might get something out of me this weekend. You all have a good one, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.